Did you see the unhinged press conference from Kyrie Irving today? No, I did not. Will it come up with just Kyrie Irving? Is this?
Hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your posts caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts.
So, to bring everyone up to speed, as I understand it from the last thing I read here, Kyrie Irving was promoting some, was it movie or book or something that was all about like anti-Semitism and shit, and then he made like a post on Twitter that was kind of just like doubling down on it. And now I guess he's facing like a suspension or some shit, so this is him addressing it. It was a documentary. Oh, okay.
Documentary. So, take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear.
He's also a flat earther, or at least was a flat
In your
earther.
mind, you
So
said I didn't mean to cause any harm. Were you apologizing or did you not
I
apologize?
didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your laws?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Kyrie, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people.
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid?
checkmate. You weren't there, were you, reporter? You didn't give him milk? You didn't pop your tit out for him to suckle? Where were you? Why aren't we asking that question? Why were you absent? You didn't want to show up and raise Kyrie Irving? Random reporter? I don't even understand the line here, but maybe he can explain it a bit better.
Figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America. Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community. And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared. And I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility. Then that's where I sit. So
that was like the most circular non-answer I've heard in a minute. What? What? I don't really know the point he's trying to make there. The thing is, like, he's saying he doesn't even agree with some of it, but then he's also saying, like, yeah, I just shared it. I shouldn't have to apologize for them making those points. But that's not even what they're asking. He's just like, hey, man, did you mean these things, like, to come across this way? And then he just goes on a completely different direction. It seemed like a pretty easy thing to just address, like as a head on.
You know, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs, and I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys.
I'm really confused. Like, yeah, racism's a huge problem, but it's also not what anyone's talking about here. It's just about the anti-Semitism, and then you talk about like you're exposing people to new things as a light. But what about like flat Earth and shit? If we're going down this rabbit hole, what? I don't understand. I don't know why he's not understanding like the core component here.
You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate.
I've actually never heard an interview of Kyrie
every
Irving.
day. And you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return. Figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things. Because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. And doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in it. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth. And I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you look it up, right? Just one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book. I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from. Like a tree with roots.
Kyrie, the documentary listed among falsehoods. It said the Holocaust didn't happen.
Wow.
You
Again,
believe the
those
Holocaust
falsehoods are unfortunate. And it's not that I don't believe in the Holocaust. I never said that. Never, ever have said it. It's not come out of my mouth. I never.
It's, oh my god, again, no one's saying you said it, man. It's the shit that you share, just like when you were talking about flat Earth. You even addressed it, so you're not anti-Semitic. So you're just dumb. You didn't watch the documentary you posted, maybe. Like, it's just that simple. I am not anti-Semitic. I didn't realize the documentary said these things. It's that easy. Like, you already even said it, and for some reason now, it's still, like, combative. There's just no need to be. You shared some shit about, like, anti-Semitic shit, like, even Holocaust denying, as I understand it. If you don't believe it, you say that, bang. And it's just that easy. Is he still a flat earther, though? Because I read something where he said he's no longer a flat earther. He also believes vaccines contain microchips that... Oh, actually, I read that. That one's like an actual conspiracy, though. I feel like he just kind of got lost in a whirlwind of conspiracy theory rabbit holes. Which is unlucky. I mean, it just happens all the time. Once you believe one conspiracy, you believe all of them. It's kind of like counterintuitive because the whole thing with conspiracy people is you're a sheep if you believe the official stuff, but for some reason they all believe the same shit and believe every single thing. Like, it's not just one conspiracy, it seems to be all of them. So once you just get trapped in that rabbit hole, you just stay there, like, forever. Not true. I don't know any conspiracy theorist that only believes one conspiracy. I can't think of any big conspiracy theorist that only believes one. Not a single one. It's always like all of them. My dad doesn't believe conspiracies, he just believes in aliens. That's not even a fucking conspiracy. He just believes there are aliens out there. Like, that's not even a fucking conspiracy. Aliens is a conspiracy, what the fuck? What time period are we living in where that is a conspiracy? That there is potentially aliens out there in the universe somewhere. Every scientific hypothesis is a conspiracy, though. Get with the times. None of this shit's... It's anti-scientific. What? I don't know if that was sarcastic or not. It's literally against science. Like, Flat Earth is the, like, dismissal of science. The Flat Earth community proves themselves wrong all the time. There's a whole documentary of them proving themselves wrong with science and then still dismissing it. Saying they must have got the tests wrong. What was the name of that documentary? I already forgot. But that one was fucking amazing. Man, it's always wild. For some, I don't know what it is, Kanye or what, but for some reason, a lot of people are now a lot more susceptible to conspiracies. This one fucking guy who's a regular here is now melting down like, no, there is something about the Jewish propaganda. Holy shit. This was a totally normal guy like 2 weeks ago. Jesus Christ. Charlie's not as smart as he tries to come off. I don't even come off as smart. What do you mean? Like, I haven't even said a hot take or anything. This is an illness. You have an illness. Christ. Thanks to the Prime. Jigglypuff and the resub Hazy and Stupidity. That's fucking sad, though. I don't know if it's like sarcasm or trolling or what, but that shit is fucking exploding now. Comes from a place of confusion, mad at the way life is, but blame anything but the fact. No, it's not that. I think it's just the desire to feel special. Hold on, let me pull up the exact stat. But I think it's the number of people without a single friend has doubled in the last, like, 20 years or something. It's an alarmingly high number, so I think it's just people feeling alone. And when you start believing a conspiracy, you get part of a group. So then it becomes like your little tribe, and you'll do anything to stay in there. So I think it's just the fact that when you believe in something fringe like Flat Earth, you immediately get a group of friends to come with it. It was a 2021 study. 1 in 5 millennials have 0 friends. Nearly 59% of Americans say they don't have a single friend. So I really think it's just rooted in loneliness, like believing shit like Flat Earth and all of that. Because then you just get friends that come with it, so that's a great feeling. At least that's my belief. I just can't imagine there's that many people that would, for some reason, dismiss like the most basic shit, even with a community that constantly disproves their own core beliefs wrong with science over and over again. That guy who killed himself shooting a rocket in his backyard to prove the Earth was flat, sees that it's a globe and then crash lands and dies. Like, the only way you get deep in that culture is because you're lonely and you need the company. I just can't see any other way that you get so wrapped into that kind of shit.
Tweeted it. I never liked anything like it. So, the Holocaust in itself is an event that means something to a large group of people that suffered something that could have been avoided. No one said we had to practice racism. No one said we had to treat each other like garbage. No one said that I had to stand here today and understand that many people that come from generations 60 years ago, 40 years ago, enslaved some of my ancestors still, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and it's still going on. And you guys are asking me, respectfully, to speak on something that was a documentary that
Whoa.
I had nothing to do with. I didn't make it. So just please keep that same energy.
They're not
when you're
asking
addressing
that, though.
Kyrie, for the record,
I think it's like a fundamental misunderstanding of what people are actually upset about. No one's saying he made the documentary. It's just, do you believe the things in it? No? Great, why'd you post it? Oh, you misunderstood? Okay. Like, it's just that simple. Like, Jesus Christ. No one is accusing him of making the documentary. It's promoting it when it has, like, actual Holocaust denial and anti-Semitic shit in it. It's just that simple. Deflecting? Maybe, I don't know. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that it's a misunderstanding. I don't really know Kyrie Irving. Like I said, that's the first interview I've ever seen from him. I'm just going to assume it's him not understanding what people are actually upset about.